Hi everyone, it's Joy. So I am going to do a tag. Glam Moms have tagged me, Rochelle and Jen. Rochelle tagged me to do the designer versus drugstore tag, and I think I'm going to have to break this one down because I can only upload, I have to do 10 minutes or less or it won't upload. So I think I'm going to break this down, face products and then, or I don't know, foundations, that kind of stuff, and then color. Does that make any sense? So I'm going to do, you know, your first stuff and then your second stuff. I don't know how to even explain that. That doesn't even sound right. Blah and then yippee. No, that doesn't sound right either. Bland and then spicy. No, that's not good. Anyway, I think you all know what I mean. Maybe you don't. Well, I'll just cut it off and I'll go, okay, part 2 coming. Okay, thank you, Rochelle, for tagging me. This will be a fun one. If you watch any of my videos, you know I did it because I never reach for my drugstore stuff, so this was really good for me. So I did a whole week of using completely drugstore, well, and then towards the end I kind of added in, because I figured, you know, you're not going to just reach for one or just the other. So now that I've used them on my drugstore, I realized that, you know, I put them in with my higher end items, and like I have glass jars with all my concealers, and now I put some of my drugstore. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get to it because I'm already a minute and a half in, so we're wasting time with blabber. Okay, first of all, it was primers, and I don't have any drugstore primers. So that's not saying that they're bad, it's just saying that I don't have any. So what I'm going to do is compare a few high-end primers. What started it all for me was the Smashbox primer, and I have, you guys would laugh if I brought out my boxes of primers, which that's another reason why I can't buy any drugstore primers to try, because I've got too many that I need to use up. I don't know how long they're good for. This is the oil-free Smashbox, and I've got the large size. I get these in little sample things. I travel with these, and I love the silicone one. This one has never even been opened. But this started it all for me for primers. And then I went on to the Hourglass Veil, and I love, because my skin's dry, so I love the Hourglass. And then now I've been using the Mally Prep and Prime primer. And I like this one. It comes in a jar like this, and it's kind of a little bit moisturizing. But I have the other one too, the mattifying blotting one. I don't really care for that one. That one seems to, I think it's too drying on my skin. My skin's not oily, so I don't even know why I have that one. I just do. So those are my primers. So I would have to say I picked the high-end primers, because that's all I have. Okay, so then I just totally lost what these were. Eyeshadow bases. I am comparing the MAC Soft Ochre with the eyeshadow base of NYX. This one looks like that. That's the NYX, and then the Soft Ochre is this one right here. And I would have to say that I would go with the MAC, only because this one started to crease on me. Although when I put on my shadow didn't crease. I just didn't like to see it settle in my fine lines on my eyes before I got my shadow on, while the MAC does not do that. So I would have to pick the MAC. I'm not sure with ounces either how much. 5 grams as opposed to 2 point something. No, is that right? I can't see it. I'll have to look that up. But I mean, the jar is bigger, but this one looks like it has more stuff in it. So I don't want to waste time trying to find that. But that's something to consider too, because these are really cheap and these are not as cheap, so depending too on how much you get. Okay, so then for foundations, whoops, my lid keeps falling off. I've been using this one because I'm trying to use it up because it's over a year old, and I really, really like it. It stays on, it doesn't break down on me. It's the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra 24 Hour, and I figured 24 hour and 24 hour, that's pretty good comparison. But I like this one, but I found that made my skin itch a little bit, but when I used, like later on in my week of drugstore, when I ended up using a primer under this one, then it didn't itch anymore. So, but this one I never had any problem itching because this one has, I think, skincare ingredients in it. SPF 15, wear and comfort, retouch, free makeup, divine perfection. It all sounds so lovely, doesn't it? And this one doesn't say any of that. It just says color stay whipped. So, but it's a toss-up. This one is not, I think this was like 12 bucks or something, and this is, you know, in the 20s. So price-wise, I don't know, it's the itching thing for me. But I did like this one. I did like it. So it's a toss-up, but I think for foundation I would always go with my high-end. I tend to reach for my high-end way more often. Okay, and under eye concealer, I compared because I thought that they were like a pretty good comparison. The Maybelline Fit Me with the NARS Radiant Concealer. And they were so close, I couldn't tell you which one I liked better. I would have to continue to use them. I really liked the Maybelline though. I swear to you, it did not settle in my fine lines, and I have a bunch of them. So I might say save your money here and get this one. But I would have to try it even more to give it a little bit more testing. But for now, I would say maybe go with the Fit Me. Powders. Stay Matte versus Makeup Forever. I really liked this one. I did really liked it. This one with the color, whipped color stay, I thought was a really great combination. My skin stayed flawless and matte all day long. These two together are a really good combination. If you're on a budget and you don't want to do high-end, I would highly recommend these two together. I thought it was a really great look. I enjoyed it. I didn't itch with it. That was my go-to combination after doing the whole week, and I tried CoverGirl, and I tried, I think that's all I had was the CoverGirl and that. But I really liked that combination. This one I've hit pan on. I keep this one in my handbag, and I touch up with it. So I really like this one. I have lots of powder foundations. Some of them will be in my buy and forget video because they still have the packaging casing on them. I'm bad about that. When I put them in my handbag is when I use them. So this one I use, I like it. It goes on a little bit chalky, but then it melds into the face and then you can't see it. So, but it does mattify and it does leave a flawless finish on the skin. So I like this one. Which one would I pick? If this one you could travel with and it came with a sponge, I might just pick this one. But I'm going to go with this one because it travels well. So high end on that one. But it's really expensive. I don't know that I would repurchase this one, but I would repurchase one like this. I usually use the MAC Fix Plus because it travels well. Okay, 8 minutes. This is the last one I'm going to do in this video, and then stay tuned for part 2, which will have color. So e.l.f. Translucent versus NARS Translucent. Hated this. So this is a no-go for me. Didn't like this setting powder. I thought it left me pink. I know people said that they didn't see that in the video, but I felt like it did. I didn't feel like it went on smooth. So no. I'm going to give that one to my daughter. The NARS. Love this one. I'm one of those who did not have a problem with it. I'm hitting pan, as you can see. I really like this one. I think the crystals on it are amazing. I like it. So this is a go-to for me. I really enjoy this one. Love it, love it, love it. So that is my first part of high-end versus drugstore. I think those are pretty comparable items, and stay tuned for part 2. Thanks, Rochelle, for tagging me, and I tag everyone who wants to do this. BeautyGirl2362, I tag you. I know that you have really good drugstore selection, so I think that this would be a really good one for you to do, and I look forward to seeing it. So I hope you're all having a great day, and we'll talk to you in part 2. Bye!